Steve, you're blocked. Steve's blocked. Are you on a boat? What's going on? I'm
You're
gonna
not
do
even
this.
staging.
Yeah, I'm on a boat.
Oh man, jealous.
Yeah, it's on a cruise.
Wow.
That's Wi-Fi package.
I think he's in. Are you in Greece?
But that's
Sorry.
Where are you?
Florida.
En route to Jamaica.
En route to Jamaica. Nice.
Pick us up.
We just left Bahamas.
Oh my God.
Is it a cruise?
Yeah, we're on a cruise.
Okay, well, I'm muting you. Bye.
Bye.
That's funny.
He needs to turn off his video. That's not fair.
That's
Yeah,
not
we
fair.
don't
It
want
is March
that.
break. All right, I might as well get started and I'll let people kind of trickle in. I'll put someone there. Okay, so we're gonna get started, everybody. We got a good session today. I've got Rahi. I'll bring her over here. We have Rahi. She's part of our staging team and helps us turn our grandma houses into magical transformations. And we thought we'd bring her in today to kind of teach you guys a little bit about how the staging works, how it benefits both your client and yourself. And then at the end, I'm also going to give you guys some objections when you guys are going on listing presentations and people or the sellers are asking you guys if you pay for staging, if the sellers pay for staging, how much commission should you be charging? So I'm going to introduce you guys to a few packages and stuff that you guys can share with your clients. But for now, I'm going to let Rahi take over. If you guys have questions, just stick them in the chat for us. And I'll answer them, or I'll get Rahi to answer them at the end. So we'll kind of go through the presentation and then we'll answer any questions you guys have for Rahi. Sorry, I got some text messages there. Okay, so we're going to get started and I'm going to open up your presentation.
Beautiful.
I think that should be good. Oh, wait, I'm going to see if I can open it. There we go. So that's not fully in there. Perfect. So you can just click the mouse or the plus sign there. Does that work better?
No, can we
So you'll
not
click
make it
this
full
one.
size? Can you
I
go
think it is
back?
full size.
No, I want it not to be full size.
Oh,
so
you
I
don't
can
want to be
start
full
playing
size.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
If you move that there, there's edit.
Okay.
And play presentation.
Uh, no, just kidding. Yeah. She's gonna load for a little bit.
Yeah. You start. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for the opportunity to be here and speak to you about staging, my favorite thing. And hopefully your favorite thing is, if it's not already your favorite thing. Present. Start. Yes.
Well, she's got this new AI tool, guys, by the way, that I'm gonna look into. If you guys see, yeah. It's just for you. So there's this app I think you guys are using is Percy, which is kind of cool, which we might want to look into for presentation. But it's an AI tool that
Yes,
I've never
I'm trying
used.
to impress you
We are
guys.
AI people. Yeah.
I look savvy as if I know this stuff.
It's okay. We've got people for it.
Let's
Husbands.
pretend.
Okay, so I'm just gonna
Awesome. So I would like to start with a joke from also ChatGPT. So AI is on the roll today. Staging at home is easy. Just throw half of your stuff in a storage unit and pretend your family doesn't exist. I found that funny because it's very true. So home staging is proof that throw pillows have more power than we ever imagined. So let's begin. Yeah, fancy. Look at that. So a little bit about ourselves. My name is Rahi. I'm from Federal Home Staging and Decor Inc. Started the business in 2016, and we've been growing since. We are specialized in both vacant and occupied home stagings. We own our own inventory. We try to have a variety of styles and designs that go with the majority of listings out there. This is our website. If I get to open it, So you guys see the, okay, I don't know how to go back. Oh, no, no, got it. And this is our Instagram page. Hi, we have new people joining. Good morning, good morning. So if you are not already following, please go ahead, give us some love, follow us. Like any other small businesses, we heavily rely on word of mouth and referrals.
And you're really good at posting our stuff on Instagram.
Yeah,
You get us content without us having to go there.
yeah, I would like, with my agents, I would like to support them as much as I could on my social media presence. So if you become part of my clientele, then that you get that additional support. We have 5-star review ratings. We really try hard to maintain that, and hopefully you're going to be one of those contributors to those reviews. Enough about us. Let's start with home staging. What is home staging? Anybody? Don't cheat.
Highly spaces.
Yeah,
Potential buyers. Tell them more saleable.
correct.
Good.
Good. All correct. So it's an art and it's also a science. I think that science part of it gets a little bit neglected because it's very creative, you're beautifying spaces, but it's also science because it's about measurements, it's about math, it's also about psychology, how you're impressing buyers, how you're creating moods. So it's a combination of a lot of things. It's layered. But yeah, it has 3 main components. You're applying aesthetic decors, you are rearranging furniture, you're decorating, you're trying to make the listing more appealing to majority of buyers. That's the goal. You are impressing the buyers. You're not trying to impress the sellers. You're not trying to impress other agents. It's the buyers that you're going for. You want them to fall in love with that property and bring their good offers. Importance of home staging. Who here thinks that home staging is important or maybe not important? Important. How important?
Especially in this. Especially, very important.
Yeah, it's crucial. And it has the stats to back this up. It's not a money grab. It's not like I'm giving you my pitch. No, this is proven. So houses that are staged typically sell for 5 to 20% more than their comparative in the market. And they also sell about 73 to 78% faster than their comparative. So instead of a listing sitting on the market get stale, then the staging can bring a life into it and get your listing active rather than just sitting there. So very important, crucial. So staging process, when you go meet with a stager expert or you bring a listing to that person, the component of staging is most likely they're going to start with a consultation, either it's in person or virtual. So in person, of course, they come in, they walk through the house, they give you a list of recommendations. Virtual could be through photos, video walkthroughs, and again, the list of recommendations are sent to you. After that, the stager takes those notes and the photos they have and come up with an action plan. They have to implement design, furniture arrangement. If they have to source furniture needs to be replaced or whatever the case is.
And we appreciate your virtual consultation.
Oh, thank you. It's time saving, right? So benefits of home staging. It's enhancing market appeal. We know nowadays people start their home purchase from a click online. They look at the photos, they look at the videos, and that's what makes them intrigued to come and look at the property in person. And you want that foot traffic. You want as many showings as possible because that will create that oomph and then hopefully competition and multiple offers. Effective staging can highlight the selling features of the house, and that will draw buyers in. Increasing property value. As mentioned before, stats are saying that staged homes are selling for more. It doesn't mean that when you stage a home, you're going to overprice it. That's not the way it works. It goes by the market value, but the goal is that hopefully Because you get attention, you get multiple buyers interested in that property. That will create that oomph, and people are gonna bid for higher amount to get the property. Faster sales process, again, it sells for faster. And you know what that helps with? It decreases the cost of carrying the property. Imagine if it's an investment property, it's sitting vacant. You're paying mortgage, all the bills, hydro maintenance, whatever, and it's not selling. 3 months worth of mortgage is way more than staging it and selling it within the first 30 days. So it's just a simple math. Positive buyer perception. Buyers perceive a staged home for whatever reason. I feel like it's psychology. It's a well-maintained home. It's more desirable. People cared about it. So it's move-in ready and they connect with it. It's an emotional purchase. They have to fall in love with it. And staging allows that to happen. The amazing D's. Don't laugh at me. But it's decluttering, depersonalizing, and deep cleaning. I know we talked about like styling home, bringing in furniture, decorating, accessorizing, all of that. Yeah, they're correct. They're staging. But staging actually starts at the time that you start the first meeting with your seller client. When you start talking to them about decluttering, cleaning, removing stuff, that furniture is big. Maybe that's not working with this space. So you can start planting the seeds and preparing them mentally, depersonalizing. This is not your home anymore, even though it is your home. It's a commodity. We're trying to sell it for top dollar. So the sooner that happens in their brain and their hearts, the easier the process is going to be for everybody, including themselves. So declutter. First of all, let's define clutter, because something that could be clutter to us, like obvious, toys there, books there. Okay, yeah, declutter. But a lot of times what we in this industry view as clutter is not clutter to our clients. They have values, they have sentimental values, and we don't want to offend them, we don't want to upset them. So when you go and you want to tell them, remove your knickknacks, all these figurines you've brought from abroad, just tell them, put away your knickknacks, your valuables. Why don't you put away your amazing, expensive wall arts? Why don't you clear up the surfaces? That way, it's easier to get on board without getting offended. And I think it's obvious, clutter, like visual clutter, creates anxiety, creates stress, makes buyers to look at the clutter rather than the house. It makes them think of doing chores. Oh, I have to do the dishes now. I have to clean the toys, right? And you don't want those feelings, again, because it's an emotional process. You look at the furniture. Again, is the furniture too big, too bulky, too outdated? Maybe the furniture style doesn't go with the house. Maybe it's a modern house, and now we have like this very classic furniture. Assess all of that. And then again, prepare your sellers mentally. Assess the walls and trims. Look at the walls and trims and windows as if you are the buyers. Is the paint on the wall too bold? I don't judge you if you live in a purple room or red room, but if you're selling, you have to neutralize the space. Look at the window coverings and window treatments. Oh my gosh, I can't emphasize how much it's important to have the proper window treatment. Go to IKEA, it's $10. 2 panels of sheer curtains. Replace all those heavy draperies with those that allow natural lighting to come through. And it softens the edges, it makes the space look airy and brightens it up. Lighting enhancement, light fixtures. How many people think light fixtures are very important in the listing? Nobody. Nobody thinks.
The hardest thing though to get them to change.
Yes, because it requires them to.
Yeah, electrician, tools.
Wow, that's a
I
good
know,
thing
it's a
to
very
keep.
good-
No, maybe we can add that to our services.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Cleaning
What's that?
Cleaning.
Oh, cleaning. them.
Yeah, the 3 Ds. Yeah, yeah, thank you. Extra muffin. Cleaning, thorough cleaning. Even the house looks clean. Make sure it's re-cleaned. Stainless steel surfaces. Make sure they're shiny. The mirrors, the light bulbs, the light fixtures, everything is clean. Every corner. Depersonalized. You don't want the buyers to be able to tell who owns this house. What's your race? What's your ethnicity? How old are you? What type of income, family you are? Nothing. People are biased. We are biased. And you don't want that bias determine whether they're buying that property or not. We are eliminating that. Yes.
If you have like the home with like a big chandelier,
Uh-huh.
you recommend to keep the chandelier or get rid of the pot? Like, for the sake-
I am not very keen towards excluding items from the listing. I feel like when buyers come to the house, they should be able to envision themselves in that space. So if they are going to live with that chandelier, let's leave it. If not, replace it before listing. That's my personal opinion. That makes things easier and less complicated. We are going to have a time for questions and answers. So if you want to hold on to your questions, I will forget things. Yeah, depersonalized. So diplomas, certificates, people's kids' trophies, their drawings on the fridge, religious symbols. Like that's a big thing because it's a little bit sensitive. Like, can we take the cross down? Can we remove your temple? And I noticed that some temples cannot be removed or moved. So come up with compromises. And again, re-emphasizing why we are doing this. We're not mean people making you do uncomfortable things. This is for your benefit. To sell fast for top dollar. Light fixtures. Back to light fixtures. They are the least expensive upgrades. You can buy a light fixtures somewhere from $50 to whatever amount you want to spend. Amazon has amazing deals. If that's not a venue you have explored, it has amazing options there. It's just that you have to make sure that they get delivered on time. Otherwise, Canadian Tire, Home Depot, all of these chain stores, you can go grab a couple light fixtures and upgrade and uplift the face of the house immediately. Couple thousand maybe, even less, you have a new look. And probably we can help with that, but we'll see. Make repairs. I mean, this is very obvious. Yeah, you want to list your house, repair. The obvious things that are broken, damaged, repair them. You would be surprised how many people will resist that and push back. I recently had a consultation. The fridge was missing its handle, and the seller was asking me, do you really think I have to put a new handle? Absolutely, please do. You're staging a house and you want the fridge without a handle. So walk through the house. If there's paint chips, I don't know, water leak, water marks, broken glass, broken window, light bulbs are burnt out, anything, make sure they're repaired. And if your sellers are pushing back and resisting that, maybe tell them this. This is I'm going to share it with you. So this hole to get repaired is going to cost you $50 to $200. But when buyers come and ask for discounts, it's not going to be $50 to $200. It's going to be $10,000. That's going to be like a good deal, $10,000. It's going to be multiple, hundreds. So go get the things that need to be repaired. And that will save you time and money. Money. Always talk about money with your sellers. That will motivate them. So here's a before and after example. Can you guys see? Yeah. So that's the same room.
Oh, wow.
And that's the after. Tell me what things you can detect that have been staged.
Almost.
All of it.
Tell me.
No window covering.
No window coverings. Look at this. How airy and bright it looks. Paint. Neutral white paint everywhere. Look at that. It's brand new. No.
It looks like the same, yeah.
It's just
Light
fixtures.
fixture.
It's painted light fixtures upgrade. the fireplace
Sure.
bricks painted or stained. And the carpet is either clean or replaced. But I actually don't think the carpet has a huge difference, but the paint and the light fixtures and the lack of window treatments. Look at the difference. And which room do you think the buyers are going to react to? I want to see the one at the bottom. So staging is not only placing those two chairs, it starts well before that. Again, studies shows that 85% of buyers have said that they would like to see a stage home. They prefer to see a stage home. Again, we are working on getting the buyers to come and for us to have an active listing and get that foot traffic. Now questions. Any questions?
You definitely would, from a terminology standpoint, you're calling, I'll call it a renovation,
Mm-hmm.
to speak loosely,
Mm-hmm.
but a renovation as part of staging, like
It is.
there had new
Yeah.
carpet, new light fixtures.
Yeah. And we can always help you. I'm sure many other stagers too. You know, if you need help with like light fixtures choices, what type of light fixtures would go here? What color for paint? What color for the carpets? Like all of that. I think everybody has a style, but it's different to have a personal style. Like my preference and the style is very different how I stage because I'm not staging for me, right? So you're not putting that carpet. Okay, I really like this red carpet. You're doing it for buyers, and to know those buyers and you know what is trendy is always good to get the advice from someone who's doing this.
Yeah, I've always just considered the terminology of staging to see stuff that can be put in and pulled out.
Yeah.
But you're using a broader
Mm-hmm.
explanation, if you will,
Mhm.
about staging.
Mm-hmm.
Although you can change paint and you can change light fixtures, those are permanent things that stay with the home
Mhm.
after the home is sold,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But again, if we stage the room, let's go back to that slide. If I put those two chairs in that room above, I'm not really doing it a favor. I'm just wasting your money. So if someone comes to me and said, you know, we want to stage this house, but I'm not going to remove the window coverings, I'm not going to paint, I would most likely say you are throwing away your money. If you insist, I will do it, but I wouldn't recommend it.
So this one, Rick, were you guys the ones who did the painting and the?
No, we don't.
So you recommended it?
Yes, we can always recommend light fixtures, the paint color, paint brand, the carpet, all of that. But again, I can take on so much.
I think it's important to note for agents too, like what we do at listing presentation. I wonder if they can hear us. What we do is we like take that pressure off ourselves as agents to give that paint and reno advice because we're just there to sell the house. So we'll send the photos to Rahi and then you'll say, paint, do this, do that. And then we sell it like, oh, we're not the experts on that, but we have an expert that will give us that advice.
Mhm.
And then we'll suggest that to the clients. And then it's up to them if they want to do it or not. But we usually leave that type of advice for you, which is really good to have.
Yes, I'm the bad cop. So.
Yes, bad cop. Because we're there to tell the clients how great their house is.
Yes.
And then the
love
stager's there to
everything.
really improve it. Exactly. So
That'd be like a consulting arrangement.
Yes.
yeah. And with Rahi, she's great for consults because we'll go to the listing presentation. We make sure to take photos, videos of every single room, get the measurements so that we don't have to go back to the house. So we actually save ourselves a visit. She'll do virtual consults on WhatsApp, send her all the photos. You'll circle everything to remove and to replace, and then we just give that to the clients. for
Sometimes
feedback.
outfits to be given to me. I've never received them.
Maybe soon. But yeah, like you make it easy because sometimes that consultation can be a lot for everybody. It's like one extra visit. You got to coordinate everyone's schedules, the
Exactly.
sellers, the agent, and the stager. When you literally can just send photos and
Yep. And it has the same effect. And some people are surprised, like, can you actually tell from the photos? And
Yeah.
yeah, after 9 years of doing it, unless it's a mansion and very custom built, I think I can.
Yeah. And you may have clients that are like,
Yeah.
no, I want the stager to come in, no
absolutely.
problem. We'll do that. But it saves everyone. Like we're all here about efficiency and that helps a
Mhm.
lot too. I don't know if we had,
Questions?
let's see. Oh,
Hi,
Tess says hi.
Tess.
Is there a fee for your consultation in person versus
There
virtual?
is a fee for the in-person consultation. We offer two types of consultation. One is called walk and talk, which
Ooh,
means
walk and
I'll
talk.
walk through the house, make recommendations, but either the real estate agent or the homeowner take notes. There's one with a written report, comprehensive with all the upgrades, samples of like whether it's light fixtures or paints or anything that needed to be done on that report. So there's a price difference on those two packages, obviously.
What's your consult fee?
So 150 for the one is walk and talk, and then 250 with the written report. And
That's
the
what
one
home
virtual
inspectors do.
is for free.
That's why we like virtual too.
I like it too because I don't have to drive there.
We all like the virtual one. That's
Yes.
good. I know I'm going to get a lot of questions from agents on who pays for staging.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's up to the agents. I know I'm going to get this question probably after the presentation, so I thought I'd get ahead of it for them. But for you guys, do you guys pay for staging that's in the room? Or do you guys get the sellers to pay? Or no staging? Sanic, you pay. Well, Sanic will stage sometimes. It's okay. We pay for all of our staging personally,
Okay, as long as I get full rate.
full rate. Okay. Even online, if you guys want to comment on if you guys pay. Susan, do you guys pay for staging?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they, for some reason, if they change their mind.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's clauses that you guys can do, and I get asked this all the time. How does it work? So you guys now have that Schedule A on your listing agreement. So for us, what we say is we'll pay the first 30 days of the staging as the listing agent. If you as the seller decide that you want to continue, like to have the staging, then we say the stager pays for, or the seller will pay for the half, because I think you only charge half the month, half the cost of the stage. So we make it seem like, oh, we'll give it to you for 50% off. So we'll say the seller will pay for the next month at 50% off, or we will coordinate to destage the property. So if you guys only want to pay for that month, that's how we get away with it. But we typically pay for it up front. Some agents, it depends on what your package is. If you guys want to have the seller pay for it up front, and then on your agreement say that they will pay you back on closing, it's totally up to you guys and your comfortability. I've got some people say they'll pay for 1 to 2. Sometimes people will pay and then ask them to pay for, so it really depends. I think if the seller listens to you guys on price and they on your strategy and all of that, sure. But if you got a client that wants to list it for 200,000 above asking or what it's worth, that's when you want to step back. If it's worth that couple $1,000 you guys want to invest into it. The other stuff I wanted to pop up, this is all sales stuff now. Because I want to help, I do think
I
that you
sit
guys
there.
should be staging your properties. I do think it, like, no, you're saying it.
I'm
there.
saying, I'm saying.
I think it's important to sell. You guys are going to get asked this, and you guys are going to be competing with people in the market for staging. And we believe in staging. That's why we stage all of our properties. But a lot of agents get caught up in the nitty gritty. So if you guys get scared and you guys don't know how to do the objection handling of staging, first of all, before we even talk about the packages, if the client's asking, Claire talked about this at the Monday meeting too. When someone asks you guys, I should take this part off. When someone asks you guys if you offer staging, before you even answer that question, we need to ask them, do
Mhm.
you want staging? Because like we said, you can lose the listing very quickly if you answer that question. So always ask them a follow-up question on, well, what are your thoughts on staging? And if the seller's like, oh no, I really want staging, then you go into the sales pitch. Okay, yep, I like staging too. I'm going to offer it. But then you may get those really like timid sellers that don't want staging. So you have to, if they say, no, I don't want staging at all, then you have to say, okay, we're not staging the property. So you really have to gauge on the sellers before you even answer that question, because you could lose it if you say you don't need staging and they wanted staging the whole time. It could be a beautiful property and you don't think it needs staging, and then they still wanted staging and you said no. So like really ask the question before you answer that question. So that's just some sales strategies when you guys are talking about staging with clients, because you might be competing. Someone may be offering staging at a lower commission rate. There's a whole bunch of competition that you guys are going to be facing with this question. Other things I wanted you guys to consider was to start having packages involved, because there's some agents out there that are offering 1% listing. I'm going to include everything. I'm going to include staging, but there might be some small fine print on those advertisements that maybe they're just paying for the consultation and then the seller's going to be paying, or maybe the seller's paying up front and you pay on closing. So there's different things that you guys can do. But start to consider different packages. So 4%, let's just give an example. This would be like a very basic package where maybe you're not including staging, but maybe you're going to coordinate the consultation, but the seller's going to pay for it at 4%. But you'll help coordinate the staging, no problem. I'll offer it, but the seller's going to pay. Maybe at 4.5%, you're going to increase your package a little bit more, offering better photography and all of that. And then maybe you're going to pay, maybe you're going to offer the staging consultation and coordinate, but the seller's going to pay for all of that, right? At 5%, when you're getting full commission, like we're saying, you can either pay for full staging, or maybe you're like, at 5%, I offer the art package, which Rahi also offers, which is one we really love because you're using the client's furniture. And then Rahi's just bringing in like the beautiful fluff and the pillows and the blankets and all that stuff to really spruce it up. So if you guys do want to save any money on staging and you want to have it, that's a really great package that
That's our
Rahi
signature.
offers. That's probably the most popular one we
Mhm,
use.
mhm.
And then if you need to bring in like some side tables and stuff like that, it's a lower cost. And then maybe you've got a vacant property, a big property. That's when staging gets really expensive for us. Not totally, like it's worth it, but maybe you start to think about doing like a 5.5% and you're paying for like renting furniture and you're going to do a more upscale. So don't just offer full staging at lower commission. Maybe you're just offering different types of staging at each package. And then maybe we've got like the 6%, the elite package, where now you're offering that junk removal. Maybe Rahi's helping like with light
Light
fixtures, painting, renovation, stuff like that. So you don't have to go overboard with all your stuff, but maybe start to think about different packages that you guys can offer and then let the seller choose what they want. And then it's not up to you if you're offering staging at a very low percent. You're like, okay, well, if you want staging, this is how much you got to pay for it. But I'll still offer staging at this lower one. You're just going to pay for it. So I wanted to think of just different packages that you guys can start to offer when you guys have that objection handling. I feel like this will be a little easier to ease into that type of awkward conversation sometimes.
Can I add into that?
Yes.
So a lot of times what I like to do with my clients is that we have a conversation pre-consultation. So like I know their objectives and I know their budget. So before going and meeting with the seller, I know, and they would say to me, you know, they may push for replacing their existing furniture. I don't have the budget. So I go with that in mindset and I will direct the conversation around that. I'm going to bring an art package. No, this is good. Not that I would be lying, but I'm keeping that in mind that that's the budget and that's the best. I'm going to do my best to work with whatever is existing. Maybe we have to remove some pieces, but we are going to work with the best that we got. So that conversation, that communication can always be helpful.
Yeah.
That will put everybody on the same page rather than like surprises in the meeting.
Exactly. I agree. Any other questions? Do you-
So right now, because the market is a little bit slower, I've increased it to 40 days.
Ooh.
And my clients know that like if the house is not selling for like couple days, I'm not gonna renew the staging. I'm very flexible. Yeah. I always consider, it's not just a saying, I consider my clients my team. Their success is mine. So I hate going and removing staging when the house hasn't sold. That's the worst feeling ever. So I'll do whatever is in my power to help you. And it's a two-way relationship, right?
The more you work with you.
Yeah,
give them leeway.
exactly. Yes.
Exactly. Cool.
My favorite quote is when he said, "You don't want to know that buyers live in this house, or the seller lives in this house. You want to know who lives."
Yeah. So
No.
Carly, for online people, she said it's better when you don't think that anyone lives in the house.
Like, you don't want
You don't want to know
Who
who
lives.
lives in the house.
Yeah.
It's true. You don't want to see family photos because then all of a sudden you're think about who lived there and that's all you can think about.
All the clients.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a good thing to use with your seller clients too, because when you're trying to combat that and like why they have to remove things, you want to know who lives.
I usually with like family photos too, I just mention well, your house is going to be listed on realtor.ca. There's going to be thousands of eyeballs on it. You don't want your kids' photos and their names, and like some people will have kids' rooms with like the kid's name over like the crib, like
Mhm.
things like that. There's like, I don't know, diplomas, university degrees, all that. Take that all down because like that's too personal. It's online and people are coming in your house. They can
It's
see
a
way
safety
too much.
issue.
Yeah.
I always tell them, you know, they know the name of your child, they've seen a photo, they know where she lives.
Yeah.
What else a predator needs?
Too
Like,
scary.
don't hand them over.
Ugh, that's scary.
How do you tell somebody to paint who is an artist, has done really intricate stuff
Murals.
on the wall?
Murals.
Like we've had it too with like Winnie the Pooh, kids' rooms, like really intricate painting. How do you tell them?
And they're
Right.
sensitive to paint it.
So there are two options, I think, to handle that. Can we work around that painting?
No,
No.
I'm gonna say no.
Then
Yeah.
again, we have to motivate them using the money, right? Do you want to sell for top dollar?
Yeah.
Do you want to sell fast? Or does this work? You're not going to take it with you. You're not taking it with you. It's on the wall. And the buyers most likely are not going to like it and they're going to paint over it.
Yeah.
Why don't you take a photo of it?
Yeah.
Print it.
That's what we
We've
did.
actually hired professional photographers to go take pictures of all of these murals and stuff
Mhm.
for them to save right before they get it.
Yeah. So for our
Mhm.
online people, we're just asking about like people that have like painted murals on the wall. We had a listing that had Winnie the Pooh that I think the owner hand painted for their own kids when they were like babies, but these kids were like now in their 30s. So we actually had our photographer go in, take photos of the mural so that they at least had the memories for it before we covered it with a neutral paint. So if they were sensitive about it, you can offer to have a photographer come take photos of it, keep those memories, and then paint right over it. I'm looking at Santa because he's got something coming up.
We had clients-
I would actually really be curious how much you shoot for.
Oh, yeah.
How much she would charge for what to cover it?
Just like, I'm curious what you think.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll show her after this. So Rahi won't paint it, but even us, like when we're recommending, even like if Rahi
Trade workers,
recommends
yeah.
like renovations and stuff like that, we don't pay for that stuff. We only pay for the staging. We'll coordinate the painter to come over. We'll coordinate the junk removal people to come over. We'll coordinate it, but we'll put the bill on the seller. So we're not paying for that stuff unless you're getting the 6% commission or something like that. That's when you might consider it. But
Keeping us marketing and the home
Mhm.
prep as
Yeah.
part of your home maintenance.
Yes.
same with home repairs. You're not paying for that stuff as the agent. That's the sellers to pay for. And if they don't want to fix it, they don't want to do those renovations, that's up to them. But don't go investing your money into renovations
Kind of
when
hard-
if you're charging 6%.
So Rahi, on vacant property, is virtual staging or?
With weekends, as long as I have a floor plan or if there is an old listing, so I can see the layout, because we need to calculate how much furnishing it needs, right? That would be enough.
She's not virtual.
Oh, not virtual.
Oh, no virtual staging,
No.
real staging. I'm actually opposed to virtual.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good question. Why not virtual staging?
I feel a little bit bait and switchy.
Yeah.
So the whole purpose, remember, the whole purpose was that to bring in buyers so they fall in love with the place.
Yeah.
You show them something, they're intrigued, they come to see it, they don't see it.
Mhm.
So that emotional connection is no longer there. And that's what you're looking for. That's why, like, yeah, you may get the showings booked, but the offers may not
When it's a condo, you don't want to book an elevator and take all your stuff out the elevator. Then you might recommend virtual seating.
come. I will not change my opinion. This is principle only.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, the only time I would recommend it is when it's tenanted.
Sure.
Because staging a tenanted
Yeah.
property is very tricky.
Okay.
So stage it. Or if you don't have the funds or like your commission is so low, you cannot invest. Yeah, sure, go ahead and do it. But you cannot expect the same result as an actual staging. That's all
And
I'm
we
saying.
have MLS.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll put it out there. What areas do you serve?
Everywhere you want us. So we are always happy to provide an estimate. If it's too far away, like I've staged in Guelph, that I think has
Guelph,
been the
yeah.
farthest I've gone.
For a fee.
I did, yeah. But I always ask my clients to shop locally when the surcharge fee is significant, right?
Mhm.
And I've had clients that said we shopped around, we didn't like what we saw. We are used to you, we like your work, so we are willing to pay the fee. So we are always happy to provide an estimate. And I would recommend that you wouldn't solely put everything based off of the fee.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
want to also look into the service, the flexibility, the everything else that comes with the service.
Exactly. Honestly, we've never really price shopped ever, but I know one of our agents did like a nice Excel sheet and she did, and your fees were fine. Some agents will say, oh, it's too expensive, but
Mhm.
like it's not. Staging's expensive. It's not
It's an
gonna be it's an
expensive
investment
business.
for
It's
you
an
guys.
expensive business.
Exactly for
The
you guys.
cost
Yeah.
of running this business is very high. The
Yeah.
overhead is very high. So only in moving fee, that's a significant chunk of the money. So it's not that we are benefiting, like we are like
Yeah.
becoming millionaires. It's just that the cost of staging is high.
But your staging's good too, because you're not cookie cutter. There's a lot of stagers out there that will just do neutrals and cookie cutter stuff. That's just, but you like will add some flavor to it, and you cater to both the young, but even our older clients like love it. Because sometimes you'll stage for like an older age or an older client, but then they'll see a really young neutral vibe, and sometimes they don't love it. But Rahi changes it every time. I don't think we've seen a listing that's the same,
Yeah.
right? So
They call me a house whisperer.
the house,
Every
yeah.
house that has a story, I'm trying to help it tell the story.
We should send before and after photos of all of our listings. You guys would be shocked. What's that?
Quick view.
Yeah. Yeah, we just did a recent one in Pickering with Rahi. It was original, very original, very grandma, but also very well maintained, very clean. But you came in and put like younger furniture and like what we have like 30 showings, 6 offers. Like it was quick, and we didn't even think that was possible. And then we saw the staging and we got really excited. We're like, okay, maybe this is worth an $850,000. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see the before and
Thank you.
after photos, and the clients get excited because it's like a nice transformation. They almost sometimes don't even want to sell it. Sometimes you've had clients be like, hey, can you come interior decorate my new home? Like
All
they fall in
time.
love with it. So you almost become part of like the little family with the clients too,
That's
right?
my nice story. When sellers are actually not very optimistic, they don't like staging. They're like old school. They're like, olden days, we never looked at staging. We never needed furniture. You know, people can't look at the house. Why people look at furniture now? And I said, I don't know, there's a science, you know, try to educate them. We stage itself, then we go back to get our stuff. I said, it worked.
Yeah.
Yes, it always does. And then we have one conversion.
Exactly. But it's good for us as agents too, when you, especially if you guys are social media agents or even you're just posting it, it shows pride of your business too. When you guys you have a portfolio of really nice properties, it shows that you care. You're not just going in and throwing houses on the market, not even trying to give your clients the best advice. So it's good for your portfolio when you show up to a listing presentation to show them how you've taken like an older home, transformed it into this new one, and like it just makes it a better experience than when you're showing them your portfolio and you've got all these ugly houses that you have no pride in. So it gives you a little bit of pride too. Cool.
And when you bring in the furniture, you'll take away the other stuff and store it? Or-
That's an additional cost.
Yeah,
right?
we do not store it. We can help with removal, like the moving team, at an additional cost. So I do not encourage people to take on all the jobs of a seller as if like they have no responsibility. I want them to participate. The more you give them, maybe they will be more willing to sell. Like they've had a part in us, right? So declutter. We don't declutter for you. Like take care of stuff, right?
That's a good point. Yeah, there are stagers that will other companies.
Like decluttering.
Mhm.
Yes, which you should go
You're
to.
saying you're gonna move furniture, like if you were moving furniture, you would get it to the garage?
Into the garage.
Yeah, they
Additional
should.
fee. Additional fee.
Yeah. So if you guys have like
Yes.
senior clients, for example, that
Yeah.
can't move furniture, but they got an empty garage, her team will do it. You just have to give them a heads up, but they will charge like a little moving fee for it as well. Sometimes it's worth it. Otherwise they can do it and move it back. Yeah.
Percy.
We had to move it back. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah. But Rahi's good too. When she goes in, she'll hide stuff in closets. So if your clients didn't fully do their homework, she'll
Yeah.
hide things in like garbage pails, all that. And what we usually like to do, just as a tip for you guys, how we run it, usually what we'll do is we do cleaning the day before. Rahi comes in the next day and we try to do photos the exact same day that we did staging, because if they've got kids or people are living in it, they'll come in and like move a pillow or
Mhm.
flush the toilet or do something. But Rahi will like have it photo ready, and then the photographers will go in the afternoon and make sure it's presented in the proper state. So if you guys are looking for like a schedule, that's a good way to do it.
Like, don't always go to them.
We don't go to any of the appointments. No, Rahi prefers to do it on her own, which we appreciate, right?
Yeah.
We don't want the sellers there.
No, because
they'll
Start
help. They'll try
conversation.
help.
It's not only helping, like how long have you been doing that? How can I become a home stager? Like
Like,
we
I'm
are on a
busy.
schedule. We have to finish this job, get ready for the photographer,
Yeah.
go to our next appointment. So it's the chit chat. I'm happy to chit chat when I'm removing stuff, but not when I'm staging.
Yeah. Which makes sense. I think photographers are the same. They don't want to scope it around and just
And they don't
chill
get paid
in.
if they're watching either.
No. So we're saving you guys
I
time.
don't mind agents as much as the homeowners because usually agents who are hiring me, they know about staging. They will
But
go
what's the
stage,
agent doing there?
sitting, doing, or I don't know.
Exactly. If you're going as an agent, what are you doing? Just like
Yeah,
watching,
yeah.
sitting in the room on your computer? Like, we don't need to
Yeah,
be there, guys.
no.
Go find some more business, right?
Sometimes sellers, because they don't know us, maybe it's
Fair.
lack of trust, they prefer someone to be there, their agent.
Fair.
I'm good with that. I
Okay.
understand.
That's fair.
It's not ideal, but I understand.
Cool. What's that?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll show you. All right, guys, that was great. If you guys have questions, Rahi, I'll send out an email again today. Rahi, I don't know. We'll send your website. We've got some cards here and all that, but we always throw your name out in the group chat. So
Beautiful.
We'll try to get
Lovely
some-
talking to you guys. Thanks for the time and opportunity. Again, the ones who are here, please help yourself to donuts and muffins. And the ones who didn't come, you're missing out.
exactly. All right, guys, we'll see you guys soon.
Bye.